Yes, and I will turn things over to Jasper.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Kola. So good evening, everyone. So nice to have you all back. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. So today we are going to learn more. Okay, so no worries. So the session is being recorded, so you can turn on the YouTube and then you visit YouTube and then you can learn things. Okay, so even after the session, you can go to the YouTube and then you can go through the session like how it worked. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share my screen and then show you some couple of things. Give me a minute. Yes, I hope you all can see my screen. So going to the competition mat and then scrolling down gives us only a few participants registered. So it means like only 40 to 50 numbers. Okay, so it clearly shows like many of you didn't register for the competition and some of you like you're not able to register, you're not able to click register. I know like I know what happens. So no worries,
Like
so I
my
have a way. I have a way. So thank you so much for muting your mics. I have a way, so no worries. I can understand your situation really well. So I'm gonna show you the two possible ways, like what you have to do. Okay. So those who can register, they already have registered. So participants, if you do register, if you want to register, click register. If it's not registering, that's okay, not a problem. I will show you another way. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I'm going to show you something. Yes. There you go. So I hope you all can see my screen. Okay. So this is for the participants who registered in the RVG website. Okay. So these are the things you have to go through in order to submit the scores in the RVG website. First thing is you have to launch VRT software and then you have to log in with your username and password and then click the competition mat, solve the mission, click yes or no in the pop-up message after 2 minutes, check the results in RVG website. So I hope you all know this procedure because like I explained you how to do this in the last session. Okay, so these are the instructions for the participant who registered successfully in the RVG website. Okay, the next slide, this one. Okay, so this one is for the participants who is finding difficult, who are not able to register the competition. Okay, so I will tell you what you should do. Okay, so even you have to register and then do follow these procedure, but as of now you have to follow this procedure. Okay, I'm going to show you one by one and step by step. Please stay with me. Okay, so what is the first step? So it says launch VRT software. So I'm going to launch my VRT software right now. So participants, listen carefully. So if your team members haven't joined this session, please tell them like each of you should register for the competition. There is no other go. So what I'm going to show you right now is only for a moment. Okay, so till you register, you can practice on this mat. Okay, so what does the first step says? Launch VRT software. Okay, so we have launched the VRT software and then I'm going to maximize to the full screen. Yes, we have launched the VRT software. The next step is click Maze Mat. So we have to go to the control panel, click the first icon, and then you have to scroll down for maze environment. So this is over here, it's called maze. Click that and then click OK. So it says like yes or no. If you click no, you will be given a fresh environment. If you click yes, you will be given the last time used environment. So I'm going to click no so that I will get a fresh environment. Yes, so this is the environment. But this mat, this table is not equal to our competition mat. Am I right? So this is different. And then our competition mat, I will show you. This is our competition mat. This mat is different from this mat, right? I will tell you like how to do that. So we are going to delete this mat and then we are going to add a new mat. Okay. So let's go to the PowerPoint and then let's see like what we have to do next. So press function plus F12. Okay, so it says we have to press function key plus F12 on your keyboard. Okay, so it's not 12, it's F12, function plus F12. So I'm going to go to the VRT software and then press function plus F12. So the moment I press function plus F12, you will be able to see some extra icons coming on the software in the top, right? So you can close this small pop-up window. Okay, so now here we have some extra tools. If you press
So
function plus F12 again, the extra icons will go off. Okay, so I'm going to press again function plus F12. We get some extra tools. Okay, so I'm going to close this small window. Now, what we are going to do here is point number 4. Click the mat and press delete button. So we have to click the mat and then press delete on the keyboard. Yes, the mat is gone, right? So now
okay.
we have to go to the next point. Go to the object library, go to Kazakh mat, and then click line follower beginner. So going to VRT software, and then I'm going to click object library. So this is the object library,
Sir,
and then you
sir, could
have
you
to
repeat
expand
everything?
it.
Could you show
I'm
how to
sorry,
delete
this
the
is being
maze?
this is being recorded, so you can go and see the recorded session a little later. I have to move on to the next step. Okay, so thank you for muting. So where were
Sorry.
you at?
Yeah, sorry for
First,
interrupting.
you have to launch VRT software and then click Maze Mat, and then you have to press function plus F12 key on the keyboard, and then you have to press function plus F12 key on the keyboard, and then you have to click the mat and press delete button on your keyboard. So if you press delete button on your keyboard, the mat will get deleted. And now you have to go to the object library, click Kazakh mat, and then click line follower beginner. So I will show you that. Okay, so now we have deleted the mat. So what you have to do is you have to go to the object library. It's over here. To click that, you will get this box. Okay, so in this box, you have to click this plus icon, Kazakh mats. If you click this plus icon, you will be able to see some extra mats available. So in this, we have to click line follower beginner. Click and hold, and then drag it outside, and then unhold the mouse. There you go. So we got the mat successfully. So you have to zoom out. So here we go, zoom out. So now we have got the mat. Okay, so now you can close this small window, and here we go. So right now we have finished till step number 5, and now we are going to go to the step number 6. Click and drag outside. Click, that is also over, and the next step will be adjust robot and then mat. So here the robot is missing. So what I'm going to do here right now is I'm going to zoom down over here like that. Click the mat. Okay, so there are 3 arrows, right? One is pointing up, and then the one is pointing towards that way, and the other arrow is pointing this way. So I'm going to click the top arrow, the green one, and then hold and then move down. So there is a robot. Okay, so now here is a robot. Okay, so our robot is in the right place. I'm going to click start simulation, and here's a robot. So our robot is on the mat, and then our mat is ready for the practice. So now what you have to do is you have to go to the Vrt Software, program your robot, do the line follower coding, download the program to Vrt Software in this robot, and then run the program, and then the robot will do the execute the program. Okay, so this is the procedure for those who do not have the registered competition. Okay, there you go. So this is only for the time being. Okay, so it seems like many of the coaches are yet to submit. Many of the teachers, many of the coaches are yet to submit your email address properly. Once you submit that, you will be able to register in this website. Okay, so till that you cannot practice, right? So just for practice, I just made up these procedure, and this will be helpful for you to practice on the competition mat. Okay, so right now I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I'm going to check your chat. Yes. Okay, so I hope you all got the procedure. So I have a question here. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the line follower part. I'm going to share my screen. Yes. So right now I'm going to delete this mat, and then I'm going to show you how to add the mat again. Okay. So how to delete this mat is click the mat and then press delete on your keyboard. The mat will be gone. Okay. So click the mat and press delete on the keyboard. The mat will be gone. Okay. So we have only the robot over here. Okay. So now to add mat, what you have to do is first go to object library. So this is called object library, this icon. Click that. You will get this window. In this window, you have to click Kazakh mats. There's a small plus icon over here. Click that. And then in the list of the mats, you can click and hold line follow beginner, drag it outside, and then unhold the mouse. So now we got line follower beginner mat here in the environment. What you have to do is zoom out using your mouse. So we have the line follower beginner mat over here. So our robot is beneath the mat. Okay, so we have to push this mat down a little bit. So click and hold this top arrow and then move down until you find the robot. So the robot is over here, right? I'm going to pull it down, push it down further, and then use this blue arrow over here. Yes, now the robot is on the mat. Yes. So now if you click start simulation, the robot will land on the mat, and then you can move your robot to the starting position. There you go. So from here, you can do your program and then run the program. So let's see if I don't have any other program. So if you do have your program ready, download your program and then run so that the robot will move here in this way and then reaches to the same point. So while running here, you have to take a stopwatch, use a stopwatch. You can use your watch or else you can use your mobile to count the number of seconds. Okay, so this is the procedure to practice offline. Okay, so what the registered participants will do. Okay, so they can do in a regular way. Okay, so how to do that is we have to launch Vrt software, log in the Vrt software, click competition mat, solve the mission, click yes or no in the pop-up message, and then check the results in RBG website. Okay, so now I'm going to show this procedure. So those who are registered in the RBG platform, those who can find your name over here, they can do this procedure. Okay, so I'm going to show you all this. First of all, we have to launch Vrt software and then log in. So I'm going to close this Vrt software and then launch again. There you go. So now I'm going to maximize the Vrt software, full page, close this window. Okay, so now we have Vrt software launched. Now let's go to the second point, log in. So we have to log in into Vrt software. So you should be using the same login ID with which you registered in this competition. Okay, so here while registering the competition, you would have signed in, right? So use the same email ID and password here in Vrt software. Okay, so right now I'm going to go to the control panel and then click this icon. So if you click this icon, so here the screen will be split into two, and then it's asking for username and then password. So now I'm going to enter my username and password. Now it's asking for a password. So once you enter the username and password, it will take about 10 to 15 seconds, and then you will get this image loading. Please wait. Okay, and then you will get a message saying not registered with any learning systems. If you get this message, then it's okay, you are in a right way. So now what we have to do is, so we have to make it as a full screen by pressing this icon, maximize it to the full screen. Okay, now we have to go to new project. Okay, so what is the next point? Click the competition mat. So we have to click competitions tab here. Over here, the registered competition mats are available. When you do, you will be able to see only one because you have registered for only one competition. But I have registered for two competition, and that is why here it's showing two mats for me. Okay, but in your computer, you will be able to see only one mat. Now I'm going to click the first one. Again, it will take like 10 to 15 seconds to load up. There you go. So once you get this environment, you can go to EU3 Mindstorm's page, do your code, download the program to the virtual brick, run the program. If you run the program, so the timer will start moving. Okay, so this will go for maximum 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, there'll be a small window asking, would you like to submit the scores? Okay, so if you're satisfied with the result, you can click yes. If you're not satisfied with the result, click no, and then reset the environment over here and then start the program again. So likewise, you can keep on running until you get a proper result, satisfied results. The once you press S in the pop-up window, the scores in the scoreboard will be reflected in the RVG website over here. So whatever your name is, under your name, you will be able to see your scores. So this is the procedure for the persons who registered in the RVG website. Okay. So I'm going to stop for a while. I want you all to try in your computer right now. Okay. Yes, for many of you, it says like when you try to click register in the RVG portal, it says registered participants only. Yes. So your coaches and teachers are still submitting the usernames, email address, and email addresses. Once they submit usernames and email address, you will be able to register in the RVG portal. So till that, you can try the offline procedure and then practice for the competition. Yes. One of the participant is saying like EV3 Mindstorm software has been updated. If you update your EV3 Mindstorm software, it will look like Scratch based. So I hope you all know what is Scratch software, right? So I will show you in my computer. So this is the required software. So here we will add the blocks one behind the other. Am I right? On the right hand side, we will keep on adding the blocks on the right hand side. But in Scratch, we will add blocks one below the other. Okay. So this is the right software for the VRT software. The Scratch version won't support VRT software. Okay. So if you have installed the Scratch version of EV3 Mindstorms, please uninstall and then install this software. Only this software will be suited for VRT software. Okay.
Jasper, there's one question that came as a direct message saying that they can't delete their mat.
They cannot delete the mat. Okay. So I will share my screen and I will show you.
Thank you,
So
Jasper.
yes, Miss Caller, you're welcome. So you cannot delete the mat. Okay, so this VRT software is in online, right? So we have to go to offline. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to close this VRT software and then go try offline mode. Now I'm going to show you how to delete a mat. So first, the participants who cannot register, you can use this method to practice for the competition, right? Those who registered, they can practice online, right? But what the participants who cannot register, what they will do? So I have prepared a way. So through that, you will be able to practice for the competition. So first, you have to launch VIT software, go for new project, and then you have to scroll down, click Maze EV3. Okay, and then click OK, click No. Yes. So this mat is different from our competition mat. So we don't need this. So if you click the mat and then press delete button on your keyboard, the mat is gone. Okay. But now how you will add a mat? So we'll be needing a new competition mat, right? To add a competition mat, you have to go to the new mode. Okay. So I will tell you how to do that. You have to press function key plus F12 on your keyboard together, and then you will get these extra icons. So then you have to close a small window and then click this books icon. It's called object library. Okay. So when you click that, you'll get this window. In this window, expand Kazakh Max. Under that, you have to click and hold line follow beginner and then drag it outside and then and hold the mouse. Okay. So if you zoom out, you will be able to see the mat, but not the robot. The robot is under the table. So we are going to push the table down. How to push the table down is use one of the arrows. So I'm going to click and hold the arrow which is facing towards the top, towards the sky. Click and hold and then push the mat down. Now we can able to see the robot. Okay. So once you see the robot, make sure you have enough space between the mat and the robot. Now the robot is in the air, right? So the moment I press start simulation icon, this play button, the robot will land. Just see. There you go. So the robot landed on the mat. You can zoom out now, and then you have to use WASD on your keyboard and then bring your robot to the start position over here in this way. Okay. So once you're in the start position, what you can do is you can do your coding over here in Vrt Mindstorms app, connect both the softwares, download the softwares, and then click and then run your program and the robot will execute. Okay. So I am also going to teach you all another way to program your robot to follow this line. Okay. So I'm going to go to the Vrt Mindstorm software, maximize the full screen. I'm going to open a new page. Okay. Okay. So now the first block will be going to the sensor palette. Okay. The third palette, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in this palette, I'm going to take the color sensor. Okay. So 1, 2, second block. Click and drag and then drop it over here. Okay. So the next block will be the fourth palette. You have to click data operations and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth block. Click and hold and then drop it here. Click and hold, drop it here. You will be needing 2 math blocks. And then go to the first block, take move steering. Click and hold and then drop it here. Okay. So now these are the blocks which you will require for line follower program. Now, finally, once you're done, take the loop, add towards the first, and then add the blocks inside the loop one by one. Or else you can select everyone and then drag it inside. So now we have added all the blocks inside the loop. Now we are going to set the values. Okay. So we just added the blocks, but we did not set the values here. Okay. So I'm going to go to the Vrt software. Our robot is over here. Okay. As you can see, the robot has got one color sensor attached already. Okay. And it's facing the floor. Okay. So I'm going to move. There you go. So I hope you all can see there's a small red colored dot, right? So this red colored dot. So let's take up this virtual brick and then go to the third section. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So in the third section, there is something called port view. Enter and then go to the third port. Okay. So now you will be able to see the values which are being reflected from the board. Okay. So if I move my robot towards to the white place, more light is being reflected to the sensor. So that is why it's showing more values. If I move my robot towards the black color area, only less amount of light is reflected back. So it means that white surface will reflect more light and black surface will reflect less light. Okay, so we have to measure these values for a proper line follower program. Okay, so now we are going to use this black and white values values and then calculate, do a small math, and then we are going to command motors to follow this line. So we are going to follow either this side of the line or else we will be following this two sides of the line. Okay, what I mean is our sensor will be facing half white, half black in this way, half white and half black in this way, or else we can program the robot to follow this side of the line, half white and then half black. So if you keep half white and half black properly, you'll get something around 27. Okay, so I'm going to take this value 27. Okay, so because I for my robot for my environment, the value is 27. Okay, so I'm going to take this value and then I'm going to enter here in B 27. Okay, so I'm going to click and hold, drag it, and then connect it to A. Okay, so now I'm going to take this equal value and then I'm going to give it to the A of second block. Okay, and then this equal value I'm going to take it out and then give it to the direction. Okay, so the next changes are I'm going to click here and then click subtract, and then I'm going to click here and then give multiply. Finally, I'm going to turn on this move steering block. Okay, so this 27 value is nothing but the value reflected back from the surface. Okay, and then we have to enter this value. So this value is nothing but the turnings. So like how fast you want to turn your robot. Is it going to be a sharp turn or else a smooth turn? So just for beginning, I'm going to enter this value 1.7. Okay, and then I'm going to check like how it works. Click here and then click measure and then click reflected light intensity. So let's download. First of all, connect these brick and then click download. Our program is downloaded. So our program name is program 2. So whatever the program you download, all the programs will come to the second section. Am I right? So move on to the second section, enter into the folder, and here is our program 2. And then I'm going to run the program now. 3, 2, 1, go. So our robot is following in the opposite direction. I'm going to move my robot to the other side of the line. And then I'm going to start the program here right now. So 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. You can zoom out so that you can see the entire view of the mat. So as you can see, our robot is taking like sharp turns because we have given the value as 1.7. You can either increase 1.7 or else you can decrease according to the turns you need. See, as you can see, the robot is coming back in the curve, okay, which means you still need to adjust the values 1.7, or else you can adjust the speed, or else you can adjust these values. So your robot will follow the line based upon these three values. Okay, so you have to keep on adjusting until you get a perfect line follow program. So previously, in the previous session, I taught you a basic line follower, right? Program, right? So this is a basic line follower. Okay, so even you can use this program, or else you can use this program. Okay, or else if you know to do even better a line follow program, you can make that program and then you can download and then solve the mission. Okay, it's completely up to you. There are plenty of programs available in the internet also. You can browse, get some more information, get some more ideas, and then or else you can edit the program and then you can download and then run. Okay, so right now I'm going to stop with this and then I'm going to look at the chat. So in the meantime, you all can test the program and like test like how it works in your computer. So I have a question here. So it says like one of the participants is missing the virtual brick. So if you cannot find the virtual brick, try to bring it back by pressing the brick icon in the control panel. If you still cannot bring your virtual brick, then you can close the software and then launch it again. So I'm looking at the chat right now. So if you have any questions, please put it on the chat. So I have another question on the chat. So will the make code app will be suitable for the Vrt software? Yes. So you can use a make code app to run Vrt software. That's not a problem. No, you cannot import your own robot. Okay, so you have to use the robot which you got in the software.
Jasper, there was a question still about the mat, saying that it wasn't deleting. It said, I saw you explain, but my actual problem was what do I click to delete the mat? You told to press the mat and then delete, but that's not working for me.
Okay, so is it from Mr. Tanush?
Yes.
Okay. So Tanush, are you using your which one? What's your computer? Is it a Mac or it's Windows computer? Tanush, you can just type it in the chat. So Himanshu, so your question is, what do we do once we are done with the whole map? Okay, so Himanshu, I'm assuming that you are using an offline VRT map, right? So what happens when you finish the whole map? Okay, so you can have a stopwatch in your mobile or else in your watch. Okay, so you can write it down on your notebook. My first run was 25 seconds. So you have to improve further. Okay, so you have to keep working hard, and then you have to give your best. Okay, so if you want, you can check the best score in the RVG website, and then you can try to overcome that score. Okay, so the score matters and the timing also matters. You have to reach the finish area in least time possible. Okay, so we have a situation over here. So I'm going to ask Tanush to share his screen. Tanush, can you please share your screen so that I can understand your situation better? Yes, Tanush, I hope you got the brick now. Okay. So Daniel, so I can read your question. So you cannot move it using WASD. So Daniel, if you're in a online mode, you cannot use WASD keys. Okay. So if you're in offline mode, you will be able to use WASD keys. Daniel, first let me know, like, have you registered in the RVG website? Just type yes or no in the chat. Okay, so Daniel, so if you have registered in the RVG website, it means like you can go to the Vrt software. Once you launch Vrt software, you can log in into the competition section, click the competition mat, and then do your program. So Daniel, so since you have registered in the RVG website, it means you are online. So you can submit the results in the RVG platform. So it means like you cannot move your robot in the competition mode. Okay, so the robot stays in the starting place. Okay, so you can move the robot only through your program. uh, Sorry Daniel, so can you please come up in a different way? So I cannot, I don't get your question. So so it says like when you try to sign in virtual games, robot virtual games, it says your username already exists. So you have to contact your teacher or else coach. Maybe like they might have given you a wrong username, a wrong email address. Please contact your teacher or else a coach.
Can I just ask, I'm sorry, who, is it Maya who was asking about the username? Mayad, can you type in which school you're from? And Kingslayer has a question. So Kingslayer, can you put your question in the chat box also so Jasper can see it? How to stop at the red color.
So Daniel, so I got a question. So the way I showed you, so I was working on offline mode. If you want to check your reflected light intensity, so you have to go to the offline mode, get the values, and then use it on your program, and then implement on the competition mat. Yes, option. So your question is like, we have 50 rounds on RBG website. Yes, we have 50 rounds. So it means you can submit for 50 times. So above 50 times, you cannot submit. Okay. So Kingslayer, so how to stop at red color? So what do you mean? Like, can you please put your question in another way? Which mat are you using? Kingslayer, like, I don't understand. So you're asking me how to stop at a red color. Okay, so but there is no red color in the mat, right? So all we have is black and white. So if you have missed the session, the unregistered, so those are participants who cannot register in the RBG platform and the participants who can register in the RBG platform. I showed you the procedure, right? I mean this procedure. Okay. So if you have missed this procedure, I was explaining in detail, right? So the session is being recorded. So after a couple of hours, Ms. Kala will put the recording in the YouTube. You can visit the YouTube and then you can cross check like how to access the offline mat. So this is the this is the procedure. So if you're not registered in RBG platform, if you want to access offline mat, this is the procedure. You have to launch Vrt software, click Maze mat, press function plus F12 key on keyboard, and then click the mat, press the delete button, go to object library, Kazakh mat, line follow beginner, and then drag the mat outside and adjust your mat. So this is the procedure to access the offline mat.
And I just want to, there's one question about the Unified Robotics competition website. So there isn't a website for the competition. The competitions will be run on the virtual or robotic virtual games platform. And if you're referring to the videos, those are on the YouTube channel, UAE SO, and I think we've put it in the chat box a few times. I'll put it one more time there, and that's where you'll find all the recordings for the trainings and today's training. Go ahead, John.
Alan Verghese. So Alan Verghese, you are asking me how to score in VRG. So there is nothing like the VRG. I hope, like, I'm assuming that you are mentioning RVG platform. How to score in RVG in UAE Unified Practice Challenge Mat. So it means, Alan, you should have registered in the RBG. So first go to RBG website, cross check yourself whether your name is there or not, like how I'm doing. So you have to go down and make sure you have registered. So if you're registered here, you should see your name down. Okay, if you see your name down, you can go to Vrt Software. Okay, and then you have to sign in here. On the right hand side we can enter, right? So I will show you that. So one of you are asking like how to stop a program. So if your program is running in this way, to stop a program you have to press this button, the back button. If you click the back button, the program will stop. Okay, so now I'm going to answer Alan. So Alan, you were asking me how to go online. Yes. So you have to go to the control panel and then you have to press this icon. So if you press this icon, you will get the login page. So you have to enter the username or email ID here and then click next and then enter the password and then you will be logged in. Then you have to click new project, go to competitions tab, and then in the bottom you will be able to see the competition. When you click that, your competition mat will open. Okay. Yes, Daniel. So Daniel, you're getting a value 96. So if you move to another place, you'll get 90. Yes, the light reflection value will differ from one place to another place. So you have to move your robot in such a way that your sensor is facing half white and then half black. And then take up the value and then enter into the program. And then you can have your line following code in the virtual brick. So Himanshu, you are asking like how to check the amount of light that is being reflected. So I will show it on my screen. Let me share my screen. So this is how you should find the amount of light reflected back to the sensor. So first of all, so I'm in a different environment. Let me add a color sensor. Okay, so for calculating the light reflected back, you have to go to the third section and then you have to enter into the port view. And then you have to go to the third point. 1, 2. Okay, so right now you have to go to the first one for reflected value. Okay, so right now the amount of light reflected back is 100. There you go. So the amount of light reflected back in the red is 39. It's not like you have to use the program which I taught you in today's session or else in the previous session. You can always use your program too, or else you can ask your teammates and then you can gather up with your teammates in another Zoom call and then make your own line follow program and then implement that program. It's not compulsory. That is not mandatory to use the program which I taught you. What I taught you is just a basic. There are plenty of line follow programs, advanced line follow programs available. Okay, so you have to cross check in internet, you have to gather with your teams and then learn more about color sensor, reflected light intensity, and then make your own program to reach the destination in a less time. I hope the session was really helpful for you all, like how to access a mat offline, how to go online and then submit the results. So if you have joined the session a little late, or else if you have missed the session in the starting point, so you can find the recorded session available in the YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. You can always go to the YouTube and then check out the session. I hope I have answered all your questions in the chat.
Yes. Okay, everyone. So I think we've answered all the questions that were in the chat. And then, okay. And again, if any of the questions about your username or passwords, those you need to ask your coach for those. Okay. Because the coach is the one that is assigning the username and the passwords. So again, we put the YouTube channel in the box a few times, so if you want to go and grab that before we close. And like I said, the first two trainings are already up on the YouTube channel. The last one will be up tonight or by tomorrow afternoon, so in 24 hours, it will be up there for sure. And this is actually our last training. So we hope that you guys have gotten comfortable on the platform. And now is your time to, meet together. All of you should already know from your coach, like how you're meeting together as a team so that you guys can help each other and practice before the competition on the 20th. So very exciting stuff. If you do have any questions, please direct them to your coach. And if there's anything that your coach needs, we will support them and make sure that you get all of your questions answered. Okay, so if anyone has any last question, please type it in the chat box. And we'll take just one last question, and then we are going to have to let Mr. Jasper go because we've already been on for more than an hour. Time flies. Okay, so does anybody have any last question, or are we ready to go? Okay, again, the account not being verified, just give us 1 to 2 days. We had to confirm everything with the coaches to get all of the usernames and passwords, and then Mr. Jasper will work to get those activated in the next 1 or 2 days. But you have, remember, this is what Jasper was showing you today. You can work on the VRT platform offline. So the RVG is, you need that to submit scores and for competition, but you can practice on the VRT download. So don't worry if your account hasn't been verified, that's okay. You can still practice and you can still get better. You can still work together as a team. Okay? And iPad Khalid, I'm sorry, I can't unmute you right now. Unfortunately, there's a little problem on my side. So any question is gonna have to be in the chat. Okay, iPad Khalid. While I'm opening, Jasper, there's a question. While I'm opening VRT, it's always showing my license key. I don't think this is a problem.
Yeah, you're right. So when you're opening VRT, maybe it's asking for a license key.
Yes, you can leave. And we're going to go ahead and leave now. So thank you all for coming. Again, any questions, please go to your coaches and they will, if there's anything that they need from us, we will make sure that all the questions are answered. All right? So thank you so much and have a great week. We will see you soon.